While defending Angel Reese from racism, Robert Griffin III says her inner circle confirmed to him she hates Caitlin Clark. Robert Griffin III hasn't been the biggest Angel Reese fan lately. That, however, didn't stop the Fox college football analyst from defending the WNBA star against blatant racism she has faced on social media. Taking to X on Thursday, Griffin called attention to a racist Photoshop of Reese's new NBA 2K26 video game cover, and despite the 2011 Heisman Trophy winner claiming that the LSU product helped amplify harassment against him and his family in the wake of his controversial comments regarding her feud with Caitlin Clark, Griffin felt a responsibility to say something about the racist edit. All right, this has got to stop. There is no place for racism in this world, Griffin wrote, while sharing a screenshot of the Photoshop that portrayed Reese as a monkey on the video game's cover, whether you like a player or not. Angel Reese should never be called or depicted as a monkey. The 2012 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, however, didn't stop there, opting to briefly reflect on his previous issues with Reese. And in doing so, he made the claim that people from the 23-year-old's camp reached out to him to let him know that his belief that she legitimately hates Clark was correct. I have been quiet on the Angel Reese front because she shared a video that aided in my wife, kids, family, and friends receiving death threats, threats of physical harm to my family and friends, and threats of sexual violence to my children on social media and beyond, he wrote. It'll never be okay with me. I never attacked her or her family when I stated and backed up with clear basketball evidence that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. It's sports. Everybody won't like each other. People in Angel's inner circle called me and told me I was right, and Angel Reese has grown to hate Caitlin Clark because of the media always asking her about Caitlin and being constantly compared to her. Some people made it about race, but I never did and never will. Instead of becoming the villain in anyone's story, I decided to just not. Griffin, however, reiterated that Angel Reese or any black man or woman should never be called or depicted as a monkey. Ever, and there should be no space for racism in this world. While Griffin's choice to publicly speak out against the racism Reese has faced appears to be well-intentioned, it seems curious that he would use it as an opportunity to reveal what her inner circle told him about their previous issues. Ultimately, he could have expressed the same sentiments without taking what appeared to be a victory lap on his months-old take. On the one hand, it makes sense that Griffin would reference to past headlines involving himself and Reese, especially after they blew up thanks to ESPN's Ryan Clark criticizing the former Baylor star by pointing to his marriage to a white woman. Conversely, he still could have done so without rehashing, if not further amplifying, his previous claim about Reese's feelings toward Clark. It started with a spark, as most controversies do. One late-night tweet, one pointed comment, one name dropped too often in a story not yet hers to tell. Angel Reese, LSU legend turned Chicago Sky phenom, had just wrapped up another stellar performance on the hardwood. Double-double, hustle, defense, swagger, but headlines weren't about her stat line. They were about Murmur's online jabs, coded, critiques, and all too familiar vitriol, the kind that black athletes, particularly confident black women, seem to absorb disproportionately. This time, Angel wasn't alone. Enter Robert Griffin III, RG3 to football fans, former NFL quarterback, Heisman winner, now ESPN analyst, podcaster, and full-time straight shooter. RG3 had never shied from controversial waters, but this time, he dove headfirst. On his weekly show, between playoff previews and college football hot takes, he paused and fired off a firm defense of Reese. Let's get something straight, he said, voice steady, eyes unwavering. The way Angel Reese is treated by fans, media, even fellow players, it ain't about her basketball. It's about race. It's about how this country still reacts when a confident black woman dares to be unapologetically great. The moment trended instantly, but what really lit the internet ablaze came moments later. I spoke to people in her circle, people close to Angel. Let's not pretend. She doesn't like Caitlin Clark. She hates her. And you know what? That's fine. Because sports aren't about friendship. They're about competition. Not every rivalry has to be clean and cuddly. It was the kind of declaration that either earns you applause or gets you canceled. No in between. Rivalry reloaded. For months, the media painted Clark versus Reese as basketball's renaissance. Bird vs. Magic reborn. Two generational stars, one black, one white, one polished and soft-spoken, one fiery and unfiltered. Their battles in college made headlines. Their embrace, or lack thereof, was picked apart, frame by frame. And in the pros, it only intensified. But what RG3 said hit deeper. He stripped away the media-friendly facade and named something uncomfortable. That Angel's supposed hate for Clark may not just be personal. It could be symbolic. Because when Clark's join and logo threes earned praise, Reese's "you can't see me" gesture earned outrage. One got brand deals, the other got labeled a bully. Griffin wasn't endorsing hate. He was reframing it. "You want the truth?" he said later on First Take. Angel's not allowed to dislike Caitlyn without getting labeled jealous. But Caitlyn can snub her or showboat, and it's all part of the game. Why is that? What hate really means in the whirlwind of think pieces and social media firestorms that followed, Reese said nothing. She posted her usual TikToks, retweeted highlights, showed up and balled out. But inside locker rooms and group chats, a different conversation was happening. Hate in sports doesn't always mean what it means in real life. Sometimes it's just fuel. "I do hate Caitlyn on the court," one teammate told a reporter anonymously, "because she's that good, because she brings out that fire in Angel. They'll never be friends, but they're going to make each other better." And RG3 knew that. His comments weren't just about standing up for Angel. They were about reclaiming rivalry from the shallow end of media narratives. "We act like everyone has to hold hands," he said in a follow-up video. "Like it's bad if they push each other or if there's tension. But what if this is the best thing that could happen for the WNBA? In a sense that she taught the WNBA, what if we stop policing black women's emotions and just let them compete?" America's uneasy mirror. To some, Griffin's comments made everything messier. To others, he simply voiced what many whispered privately, that Reese's hate for Clark isn't about envy, it's about double standards. It's about how her passion is villainized, while Clark's is commercialized. And when RG3 used his platform to amplify those complexities, he did more than stir the pot. He shattered the illusion that all rivalries must be sanitized. In a moment of viral clarity, he tweeted, "Angel Reese isn't the villain, she's the mirror. If you don't like what you see, ask yourself why."